Hey everybody, Dondi Sanchez here with IPGRentals.com, and today we are going to be talking about the pros and cons of the FX6, all coming up right after this. Hey everyone, if you're looking for a great way to get insight into the media production industry, check out our other channel, Media Hub. There we talk to industry insiders, including producers, directors, DPs, project managers, makeup artists, editors, and many other talented professionals. It'll give you an inside look at our creative industry and the talent that's behind it. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just looking to get your foot in the door, Media Hub will have something for you. You can find Media Hub shorts on social media or check out our full-length episodes on our YouTube channel. Or you can take us on the go and listen to our podcast. Just click on the link and you're there. We'll see you on Media Hub. All right, so like I said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the FX6. I'm not doing a full in-depth video. There's so many videos on YouTube out there, plus the camera's been out for a while. But we've probably had it for, what, 2 years now, and I know we're lacking on a lot of content, so we're trying to catch up on all the content that we have. But we have been able to spend a lot of times. We've had our FX6 on many different types of projects, anywhere from run and gun to corporate to huge sitcoms, game shows, or international TV shows. So we have a good idea of all the pros and cons. I even put this on my Steadicam for commercials. And I've seen a lot of good things and a lot of bad things. Not a lot, but just things that can be kind of annoying because you just wish it had that. But listen, for the price point, what can you expect? If you want all the other bells and whistles, and unfortunately you're gonna have to get an FX9, which we have as well. So let's be honest. Everybody loves this camera because of the size. With the size, you can do everything you want with it, right? I mean, look at this. Holding it, shooting it, you know, it's nice, compact. You could pretty much go all day with it. And traveling, you don't need big cases or anything with it. You know, that's mainly the reason I love it, especially with a lot of run and gun shoots. Sometimes you even see people with easy rigs. Yes, I'm pretty much old school, so earlier you wouldn't catch me like even wearing an easy rig, but now my pride is kind of like forget the pride, and sometimes I do. But for this, I mean, it's so light, I don't really know if I would. Depends on what the job is. If you're totally building it out or whatever, and you're adding more weight, yeah. But if it's like this, I don't know if I would use an easy rig because it limits you on a lot of the movements. But going back, first time I used this was on a National Geographic show, and I actually love this camera a lot, especially for a lot of B-roll dealing with animals in tight quarters that you could move around. Very simple and very easily going low, high. It didn't matter. That was one of the big things. And some people, they talk about a little bit of the cons and the movement of this handle. I get it. Is it a big deal? It's not a big deal. But what I do like is that just by pressing this button right here, you can place it to wherever you want. And that is a big thing, especially after a while, after shooting all day, and you know your hand might get cramped or whatever, and you have to change it to a different position, or when you're on sticks or whatever. I love it. So, and the other thing is, maybe we'll do another video, but believe it or not, when you strip this camera down, I put this on our Ronin RS3. Amazing. Me personally, I honestly like shooting with this better than the FX9. That's just my preference. But some of the cons I did find out, or after working with it for a couple of years now, is this monitor. Might be good if you're doing indoor stuff, or you know, interviews, or you're shooting inside. But once you get outside and the sun is like here in Florida when it's right up above, so anywhere from 12 to 2, 12 to 3, and it's shooting right in here. Or we shoot a lot of stuff internationally, so we might be in the Bahamas on the beaches and things like that, and it's very, very, very hard to see this monitor. I don't like this. This comes off way too easy, the shade. But I do like how it articulates. Now that I can't complain about, you know what I'm saying? Just look, so you can put it this way, you can put it this way, you could if you're, depending, let's say you're doing a long interview, you know, and you're sitting, I mean, there's just so many ways to do it, right? And I like the articulating arm. That is a huge plus, but I don't like using this outside. There's a lot of times where we take the one of our viewfinders from an FS7 or an FX9 and we put it on here if we know we're shooting outside, believe it or not. The other negative to that is that, or con, is because we're kind of like rigging it to make it work there, but sometimes the viewfinder is too heavy and you're always battling it sliding down little by little. But, you know, you have to deal with it. Some people have told me that there is brackets out there that third-party companies have made. I have not used them. If you know of some, please put it in the comments below. Share with others so people will know. Let's see, another con that I would definitely say for sure, and I don't know why, because I have used ours and I've used other FX6s, and this scroll button here is just irritating. It's irritating, and I'll show you why. I don't know if I think it's something that Sony has to work on. Maybe if you work with a newer one or whatever, this camera has definitely been on a lot of shoots, and maybe it's been worn, I don't know, but like I said, I've been on other shoots using other FX6s and they have the same problem as well. But I'm gonna show you this real quick. I'm gonna record here so you could see, right? And I'm just gonna press the menu button so you can see it pop up, right? So if you press it once, it comes up to this menu here, right? Now if you press and hold, it goes into the more extended menu, right? But check this out. So I am using, I'm going down, obviously, right? No problems so far, right? But if you're going fast, it starts skipping. See what I'm saying? It is the most annoying thing you will ever deal with, especially if you're on set and you're like, hold on, I got to change something real quick, or I got to make some quick adjustments, or I got to change, you know, you're changing the shutter, you're changing frame rate, you're changing, you know, you're changing the speed or whatever, and then you're trying to do it quick. It's just very annoying. So what we started doing was using, there's a top button up here, right? And with that button, what you can do is you just scroll by going, or not scroll, by going up or down, and no problems. But Sony, please, if you can fix it, please fix it. If anybody else knows or has the same issues and you were able to fix this, please let us know. The other con, so a lot of our shoots are you know, especially if you're putting it on a steady, like on the commercials, we were doing commercials for Jockey and stuff like that, right? And I had it on my full-size Steadicam rig, but you know, you need multiple wireless units, you need multiple you know, other gadgets that you have to put on the system. So this one output here on the monitor, on the side here, on SDI, and even if you had HDMI, right? You always need more than just one. So what happened was, when I took it out and I was putting it on there, I needed more outputs because I had a wireless and we were feeding with a VTR guy, right? But then I had to feed my monitor as well. And I was crap out of luck. So trying to rig it, so I had to actually take the loop out of my monitor to feed the transmitter. And what's bad with that is that if a battery goes down or anything goes down, everybody loses all their feeds. So it might not be a big deal, but when you're on a production that size, it just becomes a nuisance. But those are just the little things you have to just work around. Like I said, I love this camera. I will pick this camera before my FX9 any day of the week. And that's just my preference. And it's really just because of size, honestly. One of the other things I'm going to show you that's a huge plus, right? So let's say, you know, you have your hot shoe up here, right? So you have, obviously you have XLR inputs here, right? And let's say you're doing an E&G job, client doesn't want to play for an audio guy, right? And then they say, oh, well, we have 4 lavs that we need. And you're like, well, you need an audio guy. Check it out. You actually don't, believe it or not. all you really need to do is you already have 2 channels right here. All right, you have 2 channels here. You have your camera mics on 3 and 4, right? But if you need 4, let's say you're doing a sporting event, that's what we were doing. We're doing some stuff for Orlando City Soccer, and they had 4 of the players kind of like, they were sitting down on a table, and some of them were doing a panel discussion, and they wanted 4 lavs. We actually talked them into doing the audio thing, and then we figured out, hey, we could just use this next time. So this is, we have it for one of the other DSLRs. So we have it for the FX3 and the A7S III. We actually even have this for one of the A7S IIs as well. But check it out. You just plug and play. You put this on top here, and I'm going to try to keep this on. Here, let's see. Let me put this on menu. Back on menu, right? And right now you just see channels 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So 3 and 4 are the hot shoe here, right, for the internal mic, and then 1 and 2 are for XLRs left and right, right? So then you're gonna pop this in here, put it in. Now, if you look in channels 3 and 4 here, it changed. It says shoe channel 1 and shoe channel 2, XLR analog, right? So now you have 4 individual inputs that you can record 4 individual channels. Love it. I absolutely love it. This can work on this adapter. We do rent it separate. It does not come with this package. So you'll have to make sure, we'll make sure to put a link that'll take you to the on our site where you can go and rent it as well. But you can actually use this adapter for the FX6 and FX9 along with the FX3 and the A7S III. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, IPG Rentals, our gear, your vision.